Saturday, September 30th, 1939. The Wehrmacht High Command reports. In the east, after the surrender of Modlin, the 269 officers and around 5,000 men in the Modlin bridgehead, south of the Vistula, also surrendered. 58 guns, 183 machine guns, and numerous other military equipment were captured. In the west, artillery activity was somewhat more lively in various places. In the last 2 days in Skagerrak and Kattegat, 45 steamers were examined by German destroyers and torpedo boats for contraband, and some of them were seized. 2 swarms of 12 British fighter planes attempted to fly into German territory on the North Sea coast. A swarm attacked destroyers in the German Bay without any success. The British planes were driven off by anti-aircraft fire. There were no bomb hits. The other swarm was confronted by German fighter pilots near the East Frisian islands of Wangerooge and Langeoog. 5 of 6 British aircraft were shot down in the dogfight. The crews of 2 German fighter planes that had to make an emergency landing at sea were rescued unharmed by German warships. Sunday, October 1st, 1939, the Wehrmacht High Command reports. In the east, the handover of Warsaw and Modlin is proceeding as planned. To the west, enemy artillery fire was stronger in the Saarbrücken area. Otherwise, no significant combat activity. 2 French and 10 British aircraft were brought down in the west, and 2 British fighter planes were brought down over the North Sea. We lost 2 planes. Monday, October 2nd, 1939. The Wehrmacht High Command reports. Yesterday morning, the first German troops entered Warsaw without incident. The occupation of Praga ended yesterday. The last base of Polish resistance, the fortified Hela peninsula, surrendered unconditionally yesterday, even before the attack jointly prepared by the Army and Navy was carried out. The crew of 52 officers, including the Polish fleet chief, Rear Admiral von Unruh, and 4,000 men will lay down their arms this morning. In the west, only local artillery and scout activity. A British reconnaissance aircraft was shot down east of Paderborn. Tuesday, October 3rd, 1939, the Wehrmacht High Command reports. During October 2nd, additional German troops entered the Warsaw fortress. The count of prisoners and the extensive stocks of weapons and other military equipment captured in Warsaw and Modlin is still ongoing. In the west, there was little artillery and aircraft activity. Wednesday, October 4th, 1939. The Wehrmacht High Command reports. In the east, there was still fighting with scattered parts of Polish troops during the clearing of the area between the previous demarcation line and the newly established German-Russian border of interests. In the west, apart from weak enemy artillery activity in the Saarbrücken area, there was almost complete calm. In the trade war, a further 72 steamers have been scrutinized by German naval forces since September 30th. Some of them were brought into German ports for transporting banned goods. Thursday, October 5th, 1939. The Wehrmacht High Command reports. In the east, the cleansing of the area east of the Vistula of scattered Polish troops, which began yesterday, continued. In the west, there was little artillery and air reconnaissance activity. Friday, October 6th, 1939. The Wehrmacht High Command reports. The leader and supreme commander of the Wehrmacht visited the troops of the 8th Army in front of Warsaw yesterday and had parts of the divisions involved in taking the fortress march past him. At Koch, east of Deblin, the last remnants of the Polish army, around 8,000 men, laid down their arms under the Polish General Kleber at 10 a.m. today. East of the Vistula, the forward movement to occupy the area up to the German-Russian border of interests began yesterday. In the west, there was weak artillery activity, otherwise the day was quiet.
Join us also next Sunday for the subsequent Wehrmacht reports. In the meantime, you can discover many more military history audiobooks on Major Antonio's YouTube channel. Thank you for listening, and so long.